This next video is called Twigim Mandu, which is the Korean style fried dumpling. Okay, so we're going to go through the process of making these guys, and again, we're making a dough, so the dough will have to rest a little bit. I have all the ingredients here for the filling, and once I get the dough done and rested and the filling mixed, we'll come back a little bit later, make some dumplings, fry them, and present them. So for the dough, it's really pretty simple. I have flour, a little bit of salt, and water. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and make the dough first, but let's walk through the ingredients on the filling. I have 1 egg that's in to add a little richness and help to bind it. I have some minced garlic, some minced ginger, sesame oil, black pepper, salt, onion, green onion, and finally some mung bean sprouts that are going to get mixed into our pork mixture. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and do the dough. And into our mixer, we're going to put our flour and salt. Okay, we always want to make sure that we start on 1 with our mixer so that we don't have a mess flying everywhere. And now I'm going to go ahead and add all of the water. And we're just going to allow that to make a nice dough. While that's working, I'm going to go ahead and put together the mixture for the filling. We'll come back and take a look at our dough that has formed, and we'll be ready to start making our dumplings for frying. Okay, so in my mixing bowl here, I'm going to add all of my ingredients. I'm going to mix it by hand so that I can make sure that I get good incorporation on everything. So I have my pork, my onions, my green onion, salt, pepper, my garlic, my ginger, sesame oil, and my mung bean sprouts. I'm going to go ahead and crack my egg into this mixture. Our filling has been made. We'll go ahead and refrigerate that until the dough has been made. Once the dough is finished, we'll be ready to start with the next part of the process in making those. Okay, so we have a dough that has formed very nicely here. All I needed it to do was pull together. I don't want to work this too much because that'll toughen the glutens, make it a little bit harder for us to work with. So now I'm going to wrap this, refrigerate it, let it rest for about an hour. Already have my filling made here, and once both of these have chilled for an hour, we're going to come back and start making our dumplings. Okay, so my dough has rested for an hour. I went ahead and cut it in half. I have a little bit of bench flour down here. Also gonna flour my rolling pin here. And what we want to do is just work this into a nice thin flat. We're going to cut our dumplings from this, and then we're going to fill. I'm going to show you how to fill one, and then work on the rest of them, and then come back when we're ready to fry them. So right now I'm just working my dough out. And again, I want to roll this as thinly as I can. Okay, now that I have it rolled thin, I'm going to go ahead and cut my dumplings. Okay, and each one of these we're going to put a small amount of the filling in. I have a little bit of water here. I'm just going to moisten the edges. This will help glue it together. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and pinch the outsides, making sure that the stuffing stays in it. And once I have my dumpling moved into a semicircle, I'm going to take the two edges, okay, and then I'm going to pull those out and pinch so that it'll look a little bit like a tortellini, okay. After I finish all of these, I'm going to go ahead and get my fryer set up, and then we're going to pan fry these until they're cooked, and then we'll plate and present. Okay, well, I have a pan on. It's about 250 degrees right now. I went ahead and finished up the rest of my dumplings, so now we're just going to place them into the frying oil here. Okay, so our dumplings are nice and brown. They've browned nicely on both sides. I'm just going to remove them to a plate that I have some paper towels on. That's going to help absorb some of the oil while these guys are sitting before we go to plate them. Okay, now that we have them all taken out of the oil, we're going to go ahead and turn around and put together our plate for this particular dish. So I have this dipping sauce that I prepared yesterday. Used it as a dipping sauce for one of the other dishes. Again, this is another thing that we can use quite a few different places. This has soy sauce, sesame oil, rice vinegar, a little bit of sugar, and some toasted sesame seeds. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and place that in the middle. I'm gonna take some of my dumplings and put them around the plate here. And just to add a little bit extra to this presentation, I'm just gonna put a nice little drizzle of sesame oil. I have a soy syrup here. I'm just gonna put a few dots of that around the plate as well. Okay. You can also add a little white sesame seeds. And a little bit of our black sesame seeds. Okay. And there you have it. That is the Korean style fried dumpling.